spirits are actually really good versus alchemist too, because he's one of the heroes that relies on his BAT more than like plus attack speed. So any like minus attack speed you put on him is a huge multiplier. You saw that EG smoke just to get this ward so they could predict the lanes. They really want this Timbersaw versus Phoenix matchup compared to versus Ursa. I think Timbersaw can pressure this Ursa hero in lane, but not if you have a Witch Doctor there.
Ooh, they were gonna switch lanes, but then they saw Ursa TP top.
Actually, I think I'm wrong here. I think they want the Timbersaw versus Ursa. So I'm like, wait a second.
I mean,
they want something. We're not sure what, but they do want something.
This is one of those things too, where it's like the sort of next level plays of like, who is it that needs farm at what particular point in time in the game to make it work is so important. And actually up top, you can see that Crit making the roll happen to get in position to body block that camp. They're putting so much emphasis on making sure iceiceice doesn't get zoned out of this lane here.
LA with a clutch deny there. Every experience counts on this Timbersaw.
LESLÁO in trouble bottom, has to TP out and only barely escapes. Nice scale underneath the acid spray, deal a lot of damage.
I've actually never seen this lane before, the Phoenix versus Alchemists. In my head, like, Alchemist should farm pretty well, but Phoenix actually, he ramps up his lane pressure very hard when he gets to level 3.
Interesting. That's going to be something to watch for, because obviously Alchemist not known as the strongest hero in lanes overall, but I also feel like this Venomancer at times has been a little bit weird when we've seen it. I guess a lot of that's been because it's been like a team that's been running it on Shu, but I don't know, Parker, do you like the sort of Veno 5?
Undecided. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I feel like we haven't seen any of these EGs, Quincy's, or Undying play the Veno as a 5, so I'm kind of going into this one with an open mind. I feel like it's decent as a lane secure, but it's definitely not Fly's preferred 5 position, but the heroes he wanted to play were all banned out.
I think this Veno hero, it's theoretically, it's really good versus Ursa Nyx, right? You just have these wards, you form a wall that it can't cross, and you're good versus them in team fights. Ooh, it's Nyx with a courier snipe?
He's waiting, going for it, and yeah, it's just dead. They were waiting for that one for a long time. Arteezy will not have his boots delivered out to him.
Yeah, I remember listening to PPD cast and just talking about these forwards with boots are so annoying. I think they're good to snipe all your couriers.
Well, that's MSS, and I've heard you say a thing or two about MSS thinking he's good as well, Curtis.
But yes, sometimes, you know, Mojo, high skill, sometimes when I coach him, you have to bring him down a peg or he gets too cocky, so.
Oh, speaking of which, gets himself a nice little stun here onto Arteezy, and we'll go for the TP back to the tower. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like one of those people that's just so good at something that you get annoyed at him, kind of. It's like,
no, Mojo's good at everything. Like, he just plays random games. He's really good at those.
Yeah. Ooh, roll back on towards Quinn, not able to find that remnant pullback, and well, it looks like with the rotation coming in from Nyx, that's enough to just scare off Crit, so they will back out of there.
Both mid laners getting the early bottles, using up all their charges, so this 4-minute rune going to be very important. Or we might even see one of these, you know, supports go back to base for a bottle refill.
Ooh, can they get iceiceice here? Chase down coming. YawaR in the area. Tries to run him down, and with this Earth Shock afterwards and the Maledict on him, iceiceice ends up... Oh my god, did he really get out of there? Oh, he's still in some trouble, but he gets the salve and the Timber Chain away. There's one tree left.
One hit left on him, and wait, they're going back on him?
Okay. Oh, Crit, what a play from Crit. Crit snipes the bottom 4-minute rune.
Nice.
He rolled in as it spawned. He knew he wasn't going to secure it, so he just snipes it away from Quinn.
This is what I like to see top though. Like, he's going into this counter matchup as Timbersaw. He knows he's gonna be playing versus a counter, so he doesn't, like, you know, he doesn't shy away from the fight, and he's gonna be very fine in this lane. Like, that play top, Ursa missed 4 CS while they were trying to kill that Timbersaw. It's like, it's a correct play by YawaR to go for that, but iceiceice just with the outplays.
Yeah. That's so interesting too, because like if you can get something out of a lane, which iceiceice has been known to do, that pull back, trying to find that kill onto Quinn, sleight of fist dodge, but he is going to get ran down here. First blood drawn by Crit. But as I was sort of saying, like if you can get something out of that lane that you're not supposed to, it's such a huge boon for your team.
Oh, that's nice.
iceiceice almost lives for these big moments. He loves playing like the hard matchups, it feels like.
Yeah, he's super annoying to play against. Abed actually hands off the bottle to Crit there, and he's able to do a support job and go get the bounty rune from him. I'm actually a bit surprised that they didn't try to snipe Quincy Crew's bounty rune there. they killed the enemy mid at like 440, I think. Generally, it's pretty free, the back bounty.
Bottom lane Fly could be in some trouble here.
Looks like Ice will get away from top, but Fly does pay, and he TP'd on that one too. That hurts.
Mid?
Back on him. Trying to mine that kill. Onto Quinn, but he gets the root there. Onto 2, and instead he's gonna get a follow-up kill onto Crit. They came for one, but that was not the one they were hoping.
Well, he got level 6 on Void Spirit.
Ooh, dangerous. LOA able to dodge away, does get killed eventually. Quinn salving back up, but he does not have his level 6 yet. And actually, Abed denying that creep. Quinn maybe could have gone for something there if he got his level 6 at that point.
That was
Insta TP's mid, refills the bottle now.
That was a pretty cool sequence of plays. Like, Crit rolled in, he kicked them. Oh, nice.
Again!
Damn, dude.
He may have died mid lane, but he has done so much work this game. Crit.
Trying
The
to get...
coordination between Abed and Crit is very nice to see. Like, he rolled in, he kicked Quinn back, and the Remnant was already going down for the kick. It barely missed there, but that could have been the kill on Ember Spirit. I mean, Crit gets turned on because Quinn's a manly man and manages to turn that around. Which is, Quinn messaged me, he says that's a peg man. Apparently new emo, very important.
Oh, wait a minute.
Crit.
He comes in and breaks it again. That's
big.
So hard to deal with now, and they're gonna get a TP moving in the area from MSS. Remnant not gonna connect, and LOA able to find the stun. They have maybe gone a bit too far, but the glyph of the wave, so tower damage won't be dealt. Doesn't matter. They get the kill.
Just these teams this is a real battle, you know? Like, we have the outplays from both teams. Like, this is solid Dota. I love to see this.
It's such a different pace of game to what the EG Undying one, where EG just seemed to know they could beat Undying by playing this, you know, slow, farm-oriented EG style, but it feels like they know against Quincy they have to make moves.
Yeah, I mean, last game, like, it's not like the heroes really changed, right? Like, their Space Makers are a Spirit and an Earth Spirit. Okay.
Double
two
spirit.
I said that in my head. I was like, oh my god, what am I saying? Mid again?
Roll mid.
Got him. Remnant down, pulls him in. Abed there in the silence afterwards. Paired together perfectly, but will be able to get the jump away. There's still a tower shot hitting
Quinn's
him.
gonna get hit by
Is it enough
tower
with the urn? Oh my god, 10 HP on Quinn there. That was so close. Calculated, easy. As down bottom, Fly will drop yet again. Very fast-paced game so far here at 8 minutes, 2 to 4 in terms of the kills, but a lot of just, you know, bouncing back and forth between these two teams.
iceiceice forces out OT from Ursa top. iceiceice is doing really well for himself top, honestly. He's pretty much been 2v1 while Crit has been making all these plays. And like, Quincy, they don't have the same range of support motion or freedom to... the supports did a really good move, they killed Abed. But they can't do it the same way that this Earth Spirit is like super freed up because iceiceice is just being a Chad.
I totally agree, but I think at the same time, you look at LESLÁO, and he's a full 1,000 gold ahead of iceiceice in terms of his net worth. This Phoenix has had the freest lane down bottom. Even though Alchemist is farming, LESLÁO's got a lot of items. He's going to have such a fast Spirit Vessel.
Honestly, this Alchemist, he's sort of being shut down. Like, I looked at the CS tab, I'm like, wow, Alchemist has a lot of CS, but he's basically the same net worth as Ursa. I expected him to have a bit more than that.
Well, and the thing I think that's so interesting about it, right, is that we normally see so many heroes rotate to Quinn's lane. He was left with mainly just LOA rotating in with a couple of MSS moves, but it feels like they're putting way more pressure or emphasis this time on trying to make sure that the Phoenix at least has a decent laning stage and, you know, getting the levels that he needs so he can have that percentage-based damage in the mid-game. Team fights.
Mojo?
Success is under a ward. You don't have anything to stop a TP out, and yeah, it's just going to go for a TP. But comes in just in time.
Nicely played there. And MSS gonna try and do a little bit of damage before he goes down. Oh, deny. He's thinking about it. He wants it. Can't happen.
Tell the ogre you're sorry.
It's a good movement by Abed. They're very quick to come as soon as they see that next. And EG, like, they see him on the ward, but they don't go for him right away, right? Like, they're waiting for Abed to connect. So that's just a sign of, like, good communication.
I think a big part of why this Alk is suffering kind of goes back to some of the questions asked about the Venom pick, and the reason I wasn't so keen on it is it feels like a hero that's good for the game, but it's not good for the lane. I feel like where EG and Fly have had the most success is, you know, having those strong laners. Enchantress is such a top pick in NA because it wins your lane.
Yeah, for sure. I think this hero, like, his in-game impact is probably going to be high this game. I completely agree. Like this hero, he offers nothing in lane. He's like some low range. Oh, hey, he snipes a courier. Very nice, very nice.
On the other side, LOA going to drop most likely here to Abed. They did have a bottle refill, or rather an urn refill on LESLÁO here, who now is going on to fly yet again. Spirit Vessel is done, and we'll see if he has to pop egg at all, because it's a good amount of damage going towards him. He has Fairy Fire still, so he's probably fine.
Yeah, this is a very early Spirit Vessel. I really like this pick of Phoenix because Ember is a good Spirit Vessel carrier. I mean, at one point it was like just better to rush that.
Back mid, a big jump. Oh my goodness! And Quinn trying to survive through the magnetized remnant, trying to get out of there. It's not gonna happen. They got him.
Power wasn't even needed.
Very close to that. I think Earthspear gets solo XP for now. He's level 7 now. That's really big. They're going top.
Bottom lane, they're taking the tower, keeping the siege wagon alive, so that's going to be a tower for Quincy. And they get this kill on YawaR.
Dude, this Timbersaw hero versus Ursa, like, it's not that bad. Like, he has 4 points in the W, and like, he can pressure this guy. It's hard to sustain versus Timbersaw hero if you have any starting lane.
Now, they do have a Phoenix TP if they want to take this fight. MSS moving around Vendetta, but there is that sentry down.
What Quincy want to happen here is they want to force EG to dive them before they have to commit TPs. So they're going to play really deep behind the tower and try not to like, try to make EG overcommit before the TP. You don't want TP here and get nothing. And they're just giving
YawaR's
us the
TP out.
enough.
So, yeah, they're going to see YawaR bottom now. I think EG knows it's just a free tower once YawaR's not there anymore.
They're trying to pressure Arteezy back here a little bit. Quinn playing up in his face in the mid lane, cutting that wave as well as everybody moving back into position. Abed is here alone underneath that tier 1 tower, but obviously lots of TPs could move in at a moment's notice, and he's trying to get the pressure on. Stun comes out, Witch Doctor ulti afterwards, they get the remnant. That stops the damage as LOA backs away. Still a good chunk of damage there onto Abed, and actually with the Fire Spirits on him too, there's gonna be a nice chunk of Maledict damage here. Has to assimilate from it.
I love making that
really
nice
well
Witch
set
Doctor.
up. Yeah, they had the Phoenix kind of flanking so they could catch Abed after the Astral Step, but they couldn't quite get enough damage out.
Sometimes a Witch Doctor, you just throw your ulti just to make a core heal, and it's like, it's pretty worth it. Like, the cooldown's really low. And, I mean, we've been saying Arteezy's been pressured, but he's still a top net worth alchemist. He's not feeling too bad. It's just, I'm surprised how much they were able to do with the Phoenix next lane. Like, that lane on paper does not seem that good to me. LESLÁO is just super fat this game.
Very interesting stuff there, as we did see Arteezy pushed back all the way to his tier 3 towers. They hit the scan, knew that they were coming, so of course not getting that alchemist kill, but still just being annoying. And he doesn't have a completely free game as we've seen some of these alks get.
Radiant's bottom tower is
He's
under
fallen
attack.
back to his triangle now with a Battle Fury though, so his farm is going to start to accelerate, but a little bit slow Battle Fury timing than normal.
Very trinket.
It's nice. So 1,000 gold lead, a little bit less than that actually for Quincy crew right now, and we can see some of the strength now of this Venomancer pick, right? 2 points up in wards as, trying to go on him and catching iceiceice. Well done with the Carapace. Nyx is still pretty good against Timber.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a first 2 Timbersaw pick. It was picked 3rd overall in the draft, and it was picked against a hero that I think he's traditionally considered bad against, which is the Witch Doctor. So, despite how well iceiceice has been playing, I think Quincy crew has identified, like, this hero is, like, not really going to do that much this game in their eyes. I mean, we'll see about iceiceice, because he's a crazy man. But yeah, I think I've seen this, like, Veno Alchemist stuff, where, like, you know, you have the Veno, he stalls out with wards. I'm pretty sure OG ran it when Fly was playing with them, like, Kiev Major and stuff. But, yeah, I'm curious how it works with the Veno as a 5, because I think back then it was a core hero.
Going to be interesting to watch for sure, and you know, you talk about the sort of potential blow up ability that this Timbersaw has with like Maledict in the game, with Ursa in the game. He's going straight BKB, so like this Veno kind of needs to be that hero that can hold the lane up until the point where iceiceice can live through an engagement, because otherwise they're just going to lose their towers and then get a ton of pressure onto that Alk in the jungle. And
look at Mojo's build. He's actually going to max the mana burn this game. Bot lane.
Abed gets out.
Hey, iceiceice needs to die here. He can't be allowed to keep pushing this lane like this. At some point they're gonna smoke and just go kill him.
TP's out. We're still hunting the Void Spirit, but... Well,
iceiceice knows.
Ice is out, and it's EG who are grouped up that triangle. They're ready for this move.
Yeah, LOA and Quinn maybe in a little bit of trouble there. The roll in comes, silence afterwards. They have anything to break it. It looks like they'll kill the Witch Doctor, and Quinn, good dodge there as he just jumps back to his remnant. Another one thrown out.
Middle tower is under attack.
Abed moving for the chase down, but Quinn gets away. Now, these two mid laners going up against each other is always such a pleasure to watch.
And now with an Orchid on top of this game, kind of gets completely chased. We're going to see mid lane. Ember Spirit gets jumped with the Orchid. Have to got the damage for this. They followed up with a crit roll. And Quinn is going to go down here after the silence. Oh, he gets a slide of fist off. No way does he live. He goes down.
That extra time though, they're gonna a lot of damage here.
And they even find a kill onto crit with LESLÁO. All of that Spirit Vessel damage and everything else, but he didn't get the refill on the Spirit Vessel charge. And at the end of the day, it's not a great trade anyways, but they get something at the very least.
This Venomancer is just so annoying. I think we're starting to see its purpose really come to fruition here.
Yeah, if they can sort of stall out for that Alchemist, it does create a pretty scary situation. And now you can see Quincy crew doing all these ways of trying to invade and make some plays happen to catch Arteezy, or just shut off the areas where he can farm, but it's not an easy kill. He's already got his Sange done. There's so many heroes around him. There's 4 heroes around him. They jump in now. Arteezy pops ulti, runs away, silence out. Abed trying to find all these kills. Spike Carapace not going to connect. So they throw out the stun. Witch Doctor ultimate afterwards, connecting on to Abed. He is maledicted. iceiceice misses a little bit there on the chakram as Quinn jumps in, tries to find this finish, and will get it. Silence was out and a trade of 1 for 1, but Ice also going to drop. YawaR in the area, and he's able to play a little bit of cleanup.
Really solid move by Quincy crew there. I think identifying the weakness, they're stronger even though that Ursa doesn't have his BKB. Like this guy is in the fights and doesn't even have his timing yet. I really like this play from YawaR. Man, he's kept up with Alchemist, huh? Like they're both 9k net worth. He's farming really well, just playing really well. I mean, he had a free lane, and for all we talked about like iceiceice being annoying and stuff, like that's all he really was, like a small nuisance to this Ursa.
Now, I think for EG, you really got to play around that, like maybe 3 item timing on Alka at this point. You can't keep forcing these fights.
And he realized it too, right? He's going Sange into BKB, like he's not even finishing that SOI or anything. They feel like right now the pressure's on. Like they got this Orchid on Abed. It was a really good kill on Ember Spirit. They did the move they needed to do, but their follow-up right now is limited to Alka's BKB.
MSF.
Mojo?
Jump down bottom, push back in, Spike Carapace before the Orchid, but it looks like they'll still be able to chase him down and kill him off. It does provide some interesting little ideas here though, right? Because like if Ursa's able to keep up, then it feels like this Veno delane doesn't matter quite as much as it would otherwise. Like if he's able to sort of stay somewhat even, are you guys still as worried about the Alchemist going to the late game?
I feel like I've seen Alk go into the late game, unlike in the past patches where Alk still remains this big late game threat. It doesn't seem to fall off like the old Alk does.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a Swift Blink, right? Like he just does so much damage. Like Ursa is one of the better ones against that, because how Alk works is like, you know, you charge your stun, you route stun, you Swift Blink Abyss with him, and then you stun him and you burst him. But Ursa, like in the late game, he'll have this eggs and he can turn it around. But Alk is such a strong hero because he doesn't fall off. Like I had this concept in my head of like this old Alchemist where you can sort of outscale him with these juggernauts. Like it used to be like Jug Magnus would outscale him. I'm not too sure you can do that anymore. He just kills you. But Mojo finding Ice. Ice too good.
Gets out. That's a 5-man rotation for nothing.
That was close. He barely didn't get the carapace off there. If he got that, that was a dead Timbersaw, possibly Roshan.
Still worried about Roshan. AG gonna scan it up and
mid.
Oh, Quinn rolled on. Orchid trying to bring him down here, but MSS in the area, hoping to get a save. Great stun right as he came out. All right, he's pretty good at Dota. That was sick.
So cocky, but so deserved.
EG just couldn't quite get the clean initiation. Both the Astral Step and the Rolling Boulder didn't land. They only got him with the slow from the Boulder Smash. So.
That was just good positioning by Quinn there. You saw his teams from the left, so he's positioning on the left side of the tower. I think it's understated how much just standing on the right side of the tower matters. And that's a pickup they wanted into Roshan. It was supposed to be Ice, but instead they got the bigger kill, and that's a free Roshan right there.
What's so interesting about that too is that that only happens because EG hit the scan as Quincy crew were moving through the river to go towards mid, and like they weren't going for Roche.
Quinn.
Oh, that's dangerous. Roll through.
Walks up the high ground. Yeah.
Tries to blow him up. Silence is there. Extra move in from LESLÁO. We still haven't seen an egg. And does he decide to go for it? The heal coming out from that sun ray. Not enough. And LESLÁO still in trouble. Gets the egg off right in time. Kills off Kurt with it. And can they chase down LOA here? Stun comes out. Connects onto Timbersaw with his BKB out as well. So 2 for 2 as they look for more. But Abed cleans up another. MSS dropping as well.
This is a first item BKB Timbersaw.
No.
That's a first, perhaps. Maybe
That's
not from that.
super good this game, I think, right? Like, he's countered, but if he doesn't have BKB, Ursa can't hit you because you won't be stunned. But all of a sudden, you're the one like slowing him and dealing damage to him.
Sounds good.
You can see here, Ice a bit underneath the average net worth at 20 minutes for a...
Radiant's middle
Sorry, oh, that's the
tower is
Alchemist, not
under
the
attack.
Timbersaw. So yeah, Alchemist is on pace here.
Alchemist is he's definitely gonna keep pulling ahead of this game. He's gonna start spiking up. I mean, honestly, you don't get that much from Grievous Green and Lane, but I thought his CS like looked higher than I usually see an Alchemist. But
Dyer's
man,
bottom tower is under attack.
can't get over it. iceiceice is playing really on point this entire day. Honestly, very impressive.
Going to be an interesting thing to watch here as BKBs are done for both the Timbersaw as well as the Alchemist. And Timber's actually queuing up his Aghanim Shard next, so that flamethrower just getting thrown around. This guy always entertains. It's going to be really interesting to watch how this item build progresses and, you know, what they try and do with it. If it's just buying more space for Alp to get his farm on and become that like terrifying late game force, or if they actually want to get involved right now with these BKBs.
I think EG has done a pretty good job with their game plan this game. Like, they put iceiceice on this hero early, this early Timbersaw pick. He didn't even see anything for it, just because they knew that they could get this. They had this Earth Spirit and they can roam on Quinn. Like right now, this is the worst game I think I've seen Quinn have in the DPC. It's pretty shut down. I mean, it's not like he's played badly. It's just so many resources are focused on him. They keep going on him at the start of fights.
Dangerous here. You got to watch out. Movement. They have a DD on Abed as well. They're looking for an opening. Finds one. Stun out. The heal coming as well from LESLÁO. It's not enough. YawaR still has that Aegis available if they want to move in on it. Silent, stunned. LESLÁO has the egg available if he wants to place it back a little bit further. LOA ulti going out also as iceiceice BKB pops. They finally pop that egg as it's Abed and now Crisp for the cost of one. But Quinn actually bought back into this. He might die back if he's not careful here.
Okay, go back up.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
Still
tower
playing it
is under
very
Has no
aggressive.
blink if he can channel another stun here.
Looking around, wanting to take this tier 2 tower. It's a lot committed. YawaR thought about jumping. They went for the Spike Carapace play, but it wasn't quite good enough. Aegis down. Now iceiceice very, very low. Trying to back away as Quinn gets the silence out onto him, pops the stick, tries to walk away. Throws out that remnant, but Quinn's in some trouble. The jump forward, sleight of fist, jump away afterwards, but Fly chases him down, and now YawaR's left completely alone. The stun is gonna come out, pops the enrage, tries to turn this one. Does he have any help, any friends? MSS moving into position. MSS gets that kill. Now looking for a second one. Spike Carapace comes out, connecting onto crit. YawaR still so freaking low, but he has his BKB back up, and there's the TP away, and it looks like Arteezy gonna run in and punish MSS for the other kill. What a wild series of moments.
Wow, that was a 2-minute fight behind the tier 2. And I don't even know who came out ahead. I'm assuming EG came out ahead in that. Like, Quinn die-backed. But yeah, that was really good kiting. And like how EG baited the buyback in that fight was really nice. He waited for him to over commit and then crit. Saves his buyback for that moment. And now I mean, Ursa didn't die, which is really big. And now he has this Blink Dagger. He's gonna try to like chomp down these supports before they get spells off in fights. Yeah. This game's gonna be wild, it looks like.
Dyer's top
You get a
tower
slightly
is under
bigger lead.
attack.
The teamfight recap showing like a 1,000 gold advantage going EG's way, but the Ember buyback, you mentioned how Quinn's having a rough game. Well, that kind of continues here.
This is rough.
Having an answer for the
he's not gonna be able
Orchid.
to play Dota until he gets his BKB, and he's pretty far right now, honestly. Also, like, the thing with these fights where like everyone dies, if Alchemist doesn't die, like he farmed a lot of gold during that. Like right after the fight, they didn't gain that much, but I think he got another 2k just by farming some jungle camps and pushing out a lane.
I think this is going to be such an interesting game as a test to Quincy crew, right? Like, so often they just play around Quinn. In this game, it really feels like it's LESLÁO that's like the playmaker, the guy that needs to get it all done. He's been given so much farm, and it's going to be tough because he's on a freaking Phoenix, but we'll see how it goes. As
a bit late on the smoke here for Quincy crew. I think they want to hit EG at the bounty runes. And this Veno hero is just being so annoying. Like, these wards are just everywhere. It's hard to place vision. In the fight we saw bottom, like, I'm sure that hero did a lot of damage there. And even if he didn't do any damage there, he's just so annoying. Just slowing down the fight, kiting Ursa.
So we do have the flamethrower out now, not only doing the 90 damage per second, but also getting the slow on people for 30%. So kind of an interesting thing.
It lasts 3 seconds? That's really long.
Yeah.
It's pretty good versus Ursa because I think he's going to be enraged, but you can keep applying it on him. So, like, that plus the Veno slows, that's a lot of... Like, once his BKB is over, like, he's pretty done in these fights.
It feels like he's just trying to do as much damage as possible during the BKB, so he's like, well, all these spells have cooldowns, let's get another build, let's get the flamethrower. All even more damage. Crit. Yeah.
Gonna drop.
As a good place hot by Ursa, just blocking that boulder. Oh, Arteezy wants to go in though. He's charging to stun. Life of a 5.
How dare you kill crit? What's wrong with you? Freaking SVG. They come in and get the kill. Alchemist finishing that AC now while the Basher is completed for the Ursa. As MSS will do a little bit more scouting here. No sentry wards in vision. And interestingly enough, no Necro 3 heroes in this game. So he can play it a little bit safe. Goes for the stun.
This is gonna cancel Arteezy's TP out. Feels like he's being annoying more than anything. Nice force to just go in to get a kill.
Okay. Yeah, and now trying to run.
Get out.
They're trying.
He is.
He's away. What a play.
That's impressive. iceiceice is such, like, he shows up when it's the big games. Like,
ooh, and the
you know,
tips come. Oh. Sorry.
Dude, whatever. He canceled Arteezy's bling or TP. That's what's important here.
Yeah.
I like that high level tipping too. Like, they don't tip up all at once, they stagger it so it's on the screen for longer. Very high level. It's a good award from Quincy though. They might think about jumping mid. They can rotate the Ursa over.
So hard to do this against. Oh wait, Abed stunned. Witch Doctor ultimate still going. Can they get the root afterwards? Doesn't look like it to simulate. Arteezy jumps forward, trying to kill off LOA yet again. A good chunk of damage here off to the side as YawaR trying to chase down Arteezy. Still has that Spirit Vessel on him for afterwards. Quinn chasing. Root is there as well, but YawaR already gave up on the fight. Decided to head back. Didn't want to dive too deep.
I think something that EG has talked about and they're doing really well is how they hold their BKBs. Like, Arteezy's getting jumped there, he doesn't BKB. We saw also the tier 2 bottom fight where iceiceice didn't pop his BKB into the very late fight. Oh, it's still mid lane.
Well, they forced Quinn's BKB. I mean, that's not holding your BKB. Quinn gets jumped on and just, I mean, kind of panicked, but also kind of just needed to pop it to stay alive.
Yeah, and Quincy could need to get out. Like, this Ursa's getting slowed by the Veno too, but they have no BKB. They don't have a way to fight right now.
I think the other thing we're seeing EG do really well is play around their vision. They're using the Void Spirit True Sight from his Remnants to de-ward, and then they've just got complete ward control themselves.
Vision in the area. Arteezy queuing up that stun, but decides not to go in and is going to stay outside instead. Weird game right now, but you do see that Quinn on the other side of the map with his Invis Rune going to try and get some farm on maybe in a bit. Is actually EG going to Roche. This was a relatively quick respawn here.
Yeah, they did a good job controlling the vision. Oh, yeah. Ember BKB.
I don't think they realized Quincy got a ward down on the other side of the river, because here come Quincy.
Oh, and look at these wards that are placed down. They're breaking YawaR's blink. He has it back up again, jumps into everybody, pops the enraged turn, almost gets the kill on a crit, not quite there though. Now let's right in, but the taunt is the catch. Can he get out off in time? No! Couldn't get a Spirit Vessel, couldn't get anything. Oh my goodness. They kill the Phoenix and no buyback.
But the EG gonna force this Roche now though.
Wow, wild stuff there. He's 56 gold away. Where are the bounty runes? In 30 seconds, they can maybe get him back up. He's going to be responding at that point anyways. And Roche is so low right now.
And this ward is a saving grace for Quincy crew right now. If they didn't have this ward on the top river, like, this Roshan would be dead. They wouldn't be able to do anything.
Well, They just kill the ward. There's still that other one that's up on the high
the
ground.
one behind them, that one's really good. They see EG's in for it now.
And pops it. BKB out afterwards. Arteezy trying to finish this one off, seeing if they can make it happen. The steal is gonna be there. Quinn made the play they needed. Jump in now from Ursa afterwards. He's hit down fairly low. Do they have any heal? Anything at all? Pops the enrage, but still gonna die. Now Spike Carapace goes out, connects the stun onto several. They're back in again and with a second. And look at the damage coming out from the Phoenix, but they already blew up two. Mass buybacks coming in here as LESLÁO looking for an opening. Can they find any of these heroes? God, these plague wards are just so difficult to play around as iceiceice pops the BKB and then manages to get away. So getting the last hit on Roche and taking the Aegis. Big play there by Quinn.
Arteezy managed to snipe the cheese. It's in the Radiant Fountain right now. Man, these fights are so close. Like Ursa he just barely doesn't have his ultimate because they've just been fighting for so long. Like Quinn barely snags that Aegis, and I mean EG, like they recognize that even though we lost the Aegis, like we can still take this fight. They've used too many of their resources just getting past their Venom wards. Like you have to like BKB earlier, you have to ult earlier on Ursa, and it leads to them taking a pretty good fight there.
And it feels like conversely for EG, you mentioned, you know, Arteezy's able to hold his BKB until much later on in the fight, making it so much harder for Quincy to kind of secure these kills.
Also, I'm a bit surprised this Phoenix he seems to have like fallen off a bit, right? Like he had such a good early game, but I'm not quite seeing the impact I would expect to see out of that start. I think it's really hard for him to play these fights though. Like with Earth Sphere and Void Sphere, they're just trying to jump him. He hasn't been able to get egg off in the last fight.
Smoke from EG.
Oh, roll finds two. A lot of damage out. YawaR pops in rage, tries to get out of there in time, but he is in a world of hurt. No help nearby, and he gets pummeled. Evil Geniuses taking another kill here onto this Witch Doctor, giving the tip afterwards to more than a couple people. EG are feeling themselves. They think they could turn the corner.
Dude, see, they caught the carry in 5, but they're tipping Mojo.
Yeah.
They're, you know, remaining consistent from earlier, I guess, getting in Mojo's head.
I don't know. I feel like the last time these two teams played, Crit played Nyx 3 times, and now Mojo's on Nyx. And it just seems like this Nyx 4, it hasn't been seeing the impact that I expected with, like, it has such early picks, and it's given such high priority, and it got nerfed. But still given some sort of priority in the pick, and I mean, he's been playing pretty well, but I don't know what his hero does in a game like this.
I feel like you compare that to Crit, and Crit just in the first 5 minutes of this game had like the most crazy impact of a 4th position I've ever seen.
sure.
He was making plays all over well, just around the mid lane, but he was just making such a big difference on that mid lane.
It's like your map presence with Nyx early is so weak.
Well, no Aegis, no problem. Looking for that stun, misses it. Root afterwards, Arteezy pops his shard, giving himself that potion. And, I mean, does he have a TP to get back here? He doesn't. Quinn, wait, what? He can't get here. They're taking his racks, and Quincy crew now in a lot of trouble, and they don't have their Emperor for this one, and they're gonna see him moving across on that ward. Maybe no, they don't quite see it, but nonetheless, they're still sticking around this area. iceiceice hit with the Maledict. Abed moving in yet again. Quinn coming from the backside now. Who can he find? Does manage to get that silence off. Hanging onto that BKB as long as possible, waiting, seeing if he can get some extra value out of it. Pops it now. Follow-up turn, iceiceice goes for the chains away as Quinn continues to run forward, looking for Arteezy. Can he kill him off in time, though? It doesn't quite look like a crit. A little bit of a weird boulder there, but gets the silence, gets the taunt, and now Quinn going to fall, has buyback, but this is deadly. LESLÁO does have egg, pops it now. iceiceice turns onto it. YawaR trying to get a match. This egg is going to pop as the stun comes out, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. They've already lost 2, and they're not buying back on Quinn. Arteezy just walks away. And Quincy crew can't find a fight that works for them. Abed? Maybe? Okay, that's one. They get the kill onto the Void Spirit.
That's what Nyx is right there.
All right, give me a tip. Where are you at, MSS? Come on.
Yeah, you got
a
to
tip in his position.
They took your racks, but you know, you gotta put some swag on. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at this Alchemist hero. Like before, I think Ember used to be good versus Alchemist because you could. Well, how Alchemist works is like you're on a timer in fights as soon as you pop this ultimate, and Ember could sort of stall that out. But he got chains and he just has this new shard And he takes off the chains, and Ember can't do anything to him. Quinn overextends to get the chains off, but he just dies for it.
EG is smoking for
More
bounty
tips from
runes.
Oda.
Well,
Is anyone going? EG down the Void Spirit. Want to force this fight?
this is a little insane. LOA there. Stun. Not going to connect. Not going to connect.
What's up now? 4 bounty runes for EG most likely.
YawaR has his Abyssal Blade, so they finally have some sort of hard initiation. Because it's hard for, like, Nyx is a very hard hero to initiate on until you have Blink Dagger. And even then, like, he's a hero that you want to survive the round of BKB so you can have this high impact in the fight later. Now with YawaR with the Abyssal, he should just look to kill off this, like, Venomancer or Earth Spirit. Unfortunately, they have a Halberd on iceiceice, so that means he has to commit BKB. And they also have this Force Staff on Venom, which means they can save for it.
I can't say enough about how well I feel like Arteezy's been playing this game. And it's not like often that you say that, but he's sort of been around fights. He's kind of been involved in them sometimes. And at 35 minutes, he's 9-0-10 on this ALK against like a 9-minute Spirit Vessel or something like that. This Nyx assassin that can find you in the jungle. Like, obviously EG's been doing a good job of like trying to protect him, but the fact that he's been able to stay that involved and still stay deathless, I think that's a huge part of why they're winning this game.
For sure, and this was like a game of Alchemist Chicken, right? Like both teams picked heroes that they thought would counter this Alchemist. And the EG, okay, we're picking this Alchemist anyways. And despite that, like, he has his Abyssal, and like the timing for Quincy is very hard. Like they need to get a fight on their vision, which is hard because Abed took the Remnant vision and they have this Venomancer, so they're just controlling the map really well. I think EG came into these games with really good game plans. Like for Undying, they knew that like if you sustain Undying's pressure, their percentage of making mistakes is actually, I think, higher than Quincy Crew's at least. Like they're still a very good team at what they do. And then versus Quincy Crew, like if you can control their map movements early, like you have the higher map presence with the Earth Spirit versus Nyx, and then you play these like Venomancers and map control with wards and Remnant, like you're gonna do well versus them.
So Rafa Quincy perhaps. They're smoked up.
Looking for it. YawaR just got the shard as well. Extra Fury Swipes gives him Enrage, but the Yule Scepter lift up. Now Arteezy jumps onto the Nyx. BKB already out. No answer. Silence onto LESLÁO. Does have the egg available if he wants to pop it here. Again, another silence. Disarm. The egg is out. And the Sun Ray coming to try and heal up YawaR and keep him alive. iceiceice, regardless, moving in, gets stunned mid-chains, but the roll comes afterwards. LESLÁO tries to back out. YawaR still in trouble. Going to die. No buyback. 90 seconds. Everybody's lifted up in the air with this Yule Scepter combo. Is LESLÁO in a world of hurt, nowhere left to dive. He's just gonna die. And with 4 dead and very few buybacks, is this gonna be EG going to the major? They got their eyes set here, but they need a creep wave. What a freaking win for EG.
Oh, it's just so hard for Quincy to take these fights. Like you kind of mentioned, anyway. Like it feels like YawaR has to pop his BKB just to kill a Venomancer there. Instead, he gets Yules. But even if he pops his BKB, the fight doesn't go any different. EG is just so far ahead. They're so strong. They just have way too many tools to play around these fights with. And Arteezy's out there just uncounted.
Oh, and the jump in now. Arteezy blows up the Witch Doctor. He still has a buyback available. 1 tier 4 tower remaining. The buyback comes. They're gonna use the glyph. Try and slow this down as much as possible. It's 20 seconds till the next hero is even back up. As Abed jumps in, Quinn able to retreat, but I don't know if they're gonna have what it takes. Evil Geniuses are pulling it back. GG, and they are gonna be your first representative from North America at the major.
Wow. Going to the major, #1 seed from North America, straight into the playoffs. You know, it wasn't the smoothest league group stage. They went 6-1. They dropped some games against, you know, teams you maybe wouldn't expect them to, but EG looked